was kind of depressing because on this national holiday, which is National Taco Day, we did not have an opportunity for Demetri to join in the Taco Fest here at Social Taco. Maybe one day.
Demetri loves a good taco.
Yes, he does. Demetri Ravanos joins us now on the program. Hey, Demetri.
Gentlemen, I was just having this debate with my dear friend Paul Estep, who lives in Pelham and is listening every week when I'm on with you guys. I was just having this debate with him about what is the best combination of tortilla, meat, cheese, and lettuce that our Mexican brethren have come up with. And it's hard to top tacos.
It's hard to top a taco. I'll tell you what I really liked, and I guess you could probably get a variation of it, but the Mexi Melt back in the day, that was a staple for me growing up, going through the Taco Bell drive-thru.
Yes, agreed. I am not as high on the higher-end Mexi Melt, the Huevos Rancheros or the Chile Quiles, as I am on just terrible fast food version of Mexican food. That really is the best.
They got wonderful Huevos Rancheros here at Social Taco. Brunch, 10 to 2:30, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
All right. If I leave now, I can be there in 9 hours.
We will wait for you.
Okay, so each and every week, you keep the Fire Kalen DeBoer website active. Are you finally off that now that they've beaten another ranked opponent, this time Vanderbilt? Are you ready to say that Kalen DeBoer is going to have a statue out in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium?
Well, let me be fair to me here, Pat. I am merely a weekly contributor to the Fire Kalen DeBoer website. I do keep the Bench Ty Simpson website going just in case I ever need it again. No, yeah, I look, I have high hopes, right? Like, I have always been a believer in what DeBoer and Grubb can do together. Now, does that mean I feel good about Missouri this week? No, not at all.
Demetri Ravanos joining us, part of the SEC Unfiltered College Football Bubble Bath, and he joins us as all of our guests do on the Higginbotham Hotline. Let's just kind of skate around the SEC, and it changes from week to week. But Arch Manning and Texas, what do you make after the loss that they just suffered at the hands of Billy Napier and the Florida Gators?
I mean, you kind of have to look at them similar to how you look at Drew Allard, James Franklin, and Penn State, right? Like, those were the top two teams in the preseason poll, and it was for different reasons. At Penn State, it was defense. At Texas, it was offense, but it really did feel like for both of those teams, if not this year win, I think the biggest difference is whether it is just because of his name, whether it is because he looked really good against really bad teams when he saw the field last year. Arch, and as a result, Texas was hyped in a way that was going to be tough for anybody to live up to. And to find out that Arch may just be a dude with a last name as opposed to another real, capital M Manning. Boy, I mean, people in Austin have to just be thrown for a loop on this because I don't know when they think this gets better and they take that next step that Sark was hired to help them take.
All right, so let me ask you, is this a must-win, in your opinion, for Auburn and Hugh Freeze for this season to be a remote success? Because a win against their bitter rival, the Georgia Bulldogs, something that has not happened only 3 times in the last 20 meetings, I think that would probably go a long way.
It would, especially because I think when you look at the 3-year history of Hugh, there is not a highlight moment that anybody that wants to defend him can point to, and this at least gives them one. Is it a must-win? I mean, maybe it's just my belief about Hugh Freeze in general. I kind of think, Pat, we're at a point where it kind of doesn't matter if he wins or not because we know how this is going to go the rest of the way. Am I crazy for feeling like that?
No, not necessarily. I was told before they went into the bye week that the next 2 games were going to determine a lot about the future of Hugh Freeze at Auburn University. So whether he wins both of them or loses both of them, whatever the case may be, I mean, I guess we'll see if that is legitimate in regards to his future.
I mean, the thing that Hugh, I think, did that got him, that got everybody raising eyebrows at him back when he was at Ole Miss, it was something that Gus did for Auburn before, they got rid of him. And now Harsin and Hugh have had trouble winning the games they are not supposed to win. They have not put, neither of those guys, put a W on the board that, you felt the need to rush right out to Toomer's corner for. And I think that when you have been staring at mediocrity for this long, particularly making the commitment both financially and in terms of culture shift to move off of Gus. Like, I can understand why Auburn fans are running out of patience for Hugh to do it. I don't think Hugh is a coach capable of doing that. Not in 2025. If this were 2015, I might bet on him, but at this point, everybody's running his playbook. He does nothing special. I think Auburn's stuck in the mud with the guy.
All right, so but if they did make a move, let's just entertain this for a second. Demetri, what kind of personality, what kind of fit do you think would be perfect for Auburn right now?
Well, let's start with the obvious. Who would want to go to that terrible, terrible school? Let's just get that out of the way.
Demetri, you be nice. You be nice.
Disclaimer, Demetri's a graduate from the University of Alabama, so just wanted to point that out.
They do not I was not invited on this show to be nice. I was told specifically. No, I mean, look, I think John Summerall would be a home run. I think, listen, I heard this from people up here during the coaching search with UNC last year. Summerall was very much their guy until suddenly he wasn't. And I talked to somebody on the Board of Trustees, they got the very real feeling that he was waiting out a specific situation in the SEC, and I just always assumed it was Auburn. I just always assumed that was the one that he was waiting out. I think that Tulane's coach is really, really good at what he does. I think Auburn is the kind of place where you give a dude some time and bet on somebody that has proven himself at the G5 level. And with the resources, you can do special things there. Now, it certainly helps if you can land a Cam Newton. That obviously presses fast forward for a lot of people that need to build up their career, and I don't know if you can do that again. But Auburn has shown commitment, and I think if you have a young, talented coach with all the enthusiasm in the world and all the money at his back, they can be competitive again.
Well, and that's a name that I've heard a lot, and this is from current coaches who tell me that John Summerall is a coach's coach. He's a grinder. Yeah. He gets it. He's got all the energy, the X's and O's, managing staff, managing roster, good with the fan base, that John Summerall is that next big-time coach. And, yeah, I think Auburn, if they do move on from Hugh Freeze, would be foolish not to have serious conversations with either he or his representation.
When my contact on UNC's Board of Trustees last year told me that they all got the impression he was waiting out a specific SEC situation, I know a lot of people connect him to Kentucky because he was a graduate from there, but if you are waiting out something specific, do you really believe it's Kentucky, or are you looking at the fact that he does have a pretty good, pretty solid history in Eastern Alabama, and that's kind of a natural move from him from Tulane?
All right, so since we are talking about the carousel, I've got to ask you, in your neck of the woods, you live in Charlotte, you guys, I think, called schools out yesterday because the Panthers actually won an NFL game over the weekend. But I wanted to ask you about Bill Belichick. We get news this morning that the Landrum's, he had already earmarked it on his Hulu account. He was going to watch the documentary about the behind-the-scenes of Jordan and Bill Belichick in North Carolina.
Deposit down with the caterer.
Yeah, all that kind of fun stuff. And so now we find out it's not going to be there. So the question I have for you is, how long do you think Bill Belichick can survive in Chapel Hill?
How long can he survive? He could survive a decade because they do not care. But I think that realistically, everybody is going to have a tough conversation at the end of the year, realize that everyone only owes each other $1 million to get out of this relationship. And it is not getting better. And if NC State is going to make a coaching change, whether it's because Dave Doran retires or is, let's say, invited to retire at the end of the season, I think there is some real fear about what it is NC State would be able to do recruiting against North Carolina. This is a basketball state first and foremost. It always will be. But they just don't want to be embarrassed at football. And what other word would you use to describe the Belichick tenure in Chapel Hill right now other than embarrassing? Like, they don't look like they have seen a football before in games.
Demetri, what will be emerging from your – well, be careful with this – emerging from your bubble bath when we see it later on this week, Demetri?
So this is where we bring today's conversation full circle, and I am going to look at, is it possible that with all of the teams in the SEC now making up half of the top 10, is it possible that Missouri is actually the best team in this conference?
Oh, shut your mouth.
I mean,
Wait, did he just say Missouri?
He said Missouri.
I don't like it any more than anybody else, but they do have the best offense in the league, and they have the best scoring defense in the league. And last time I checked, those are two pretty key things in order to make a good team. Now, I've told you guys week after week, I am of the belief that there are a lot of good teams and no great teams in this conference yet. So that is a big asterisk. And as more of these guys start to play each other, things will come into view. But as we sit here right now on October, whatever it happens to be, because I've lost my watch.
October 7th.
I think Missouri, October 7th, thank you. I think Missouri has a strong case for being the best team in the league right now.
Stats are for losers, Roll Damn Tide.
Yeah, of course. Agreed. Agreed completely. But stats are for losers unless they make your point.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Unless they confirm your bias.
So have you looked at hotel reservations for the Super Bowl?
Listen, right now we are taking it day by day. We're saying our prayers, we're eating our vitamins, and we're just hoping that Bryce Young can remember that the ball is supposed to stay in your hand when being tackled. Then we'll talk about the Super Bowl.
So all kidding aside, what is the general feeling in that market about Bryce Young? Is it because he doesn't have the weapons around him or an offensive line, or do they just think, hey, we were sold a bill of goods and this quarterback's not going to make it?
I'm finding it harder and harder to find people willing to listen to me defend Bryce Young. I think the way he started this season sort of sealed the deal in a lot of people's minds. I think what is going to save him, unless he's just a disaster going forward, is I don't think that guy is in this draft class that they could justify starting all the way over again. So maybe he'll get one more season out of it. But even my own son, who loves Bryce Young, I will tell you boys, refused to wear his jersey on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
So I guess
granted, that was before they won. Afterwards, he did go put it on.
So it's kind of interesting. While I know you guys live there and you're Panthers guys, but was it kind of weird for you seeing Tua Tagovailoa against Bryce Young? Was that weird?
Well, because I have thrown my lot in with the Panthers, obviously I'm happy the way it came out, but I did feel really bad texting the partner. So I host a podcast about the Panthers called This Team is Killing Us with my friend Lauren Brownlow. And I was texting Lauren during the game, and I felt really bad about this. Don't worry, it's Tua. They're going to blow it.
Well, that's and the person that called you a moment ago, Conrad Van Order, is the biggest Tua Tagovailoa fan on the face of the earth outside of his brother Talia Tagovailoa.
And I can't argue with anything that Demetri just said.
I mean, the way – listen, I was happy that Jalen Waddle had a day, for sure. And I'm rooting for Tua. I just kind of, very similar to Bryce. Like, I've seen this movie. I know how it's going to end.
Demetri, you strike me as someone who's really big into haunted houses. We're getting closer to Halloween.
Not even a little bit. Not a little. Now, my wife will do it all day long. When we lived down in Birmingham, whether it was, is Atrox still around? But
yeah.
Atrox, Sloss, like you name it, she was there.
You remember JC's back in the day?
Oh, yeah, JC's Haunted House right there off of
sure.
Highland, right?
Well,
yeah,
let me
down
put it this
area.
way. I remember hearing advertisements for it.
It's by Highland, was it not?
Yeah, I thought it was closer maybe to – okay, maybe it was Highland. Or closer to maybe 6th Avenue South.
I have too active of an imagination to do the spooky stuff.
Yeah, it was the I-95 JC's Haunted House.
Yeah, that thing was legit back in the day.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
You guys are on the same frequency. Let's revive it.
I think the house is no longer there. I think it's gone. But I don't know. Well, Demetri,
look what progress is costing us.
Absolutely. Well, now that you predicted Missouri to beat Alabama this weekend, got a lot of hate texts coming in, so appreciate that very much.
Hey, listen, dog. What I like to do is I like to come in, drop a bomb, and leave, and let everyone else deal with it.
All right, Demetri, listen, have a great rest of the week. We look forward to tuning in to the college football bubble bath on SEC Unfiltered and all my social media channels because you pop up all the time in your bathtub. So I appreciate that.
It's a little treat for you and for the ladies. That's why I do it.
Hey, well, I'll just tell you, it's definitely a little treat.
Oh, gosh.
Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it. All
All
right.
right, boys. Talk to y'all later.
See ya. That's Demetri Ravanos joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
All right, clear this up to save the tax. You're right. The house was first held Highland Avenue, 1970. 1972, JC's operated a warehouse of horror, 20th Street and Morris Avenue. The warehouse was relocated to First Avenue North for 74. It eventually found a long-term home at 29th Street South in Lakeview. It remained there until closing in 2004.
Okay. There we go.
That just looks like a haunted house, whether anybody's in it or not. It's scary.
Yeah.
They used to touch you in there.
What?
Yeah, they'd grab you.
Oh.
That's before people got all litigious.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
No, I wouldn't be either.
I'll tell you one thing I am a fan of, and that's Abide Roofing. And if you're a homeowner like myself, you need to make sure that everything is A-OK on top of your roof. And it's very difficult for you to tell from the ground, so that's why you need to call Abide Roofing at 205-941-6223. How about it's going to start with a free consultation. They're going to give you an estimate. Let's say you got some loose shingles. Okay, this is what we can do to fix that. Or if you're like me, you found out you had major problems. I'm talking multiple large areas of my shingles they're getting ready to come off because of all the storms and stuff that we had. And plus my roof was getting older. That they got on the roof and they pointed out the problems and they said, hey, listen, we can also deal with your insurance company. So I handed it over to them because my insurance company was being difficult. My point to all this is that there's not many companies that I am going to tell you that I 100% guarantee that your experience is going to be off the charts good. And it starts with Abide Roofing. AbideRoof.com, 205-941-6223. Travis Lloyd and the outstanding local roofing team that they have. They can take care of you. Over 25 years of trusted experience. They have the expertise to get the job done right the very first time. Abide Roofing, 205-941-6223.
We got a lot of your texts. Some great nickname recommendations for Kadyn Proctor of Alabama. We asked for those. You can text as well, 205-834-9450. We are live here at Social Taco in the Square in Homewood, three-man front on Jocks. Three-man front live from Social Taco here in Homewood. Come and join us. The Mix and Match Taco Tuesday continues. We've had a lot of guests. We were packed up here. Had a lot of first-time guests that joined us. We still have some folks hanging around, and actually two new gentlemen that have just come on. This gentleman's got a laptop in his hand. Looks like he's official business. He's got an NCAA embroidered vest.
Uh-oh.
Are you under investigation?
I don't think I am, but hey, day's young.
Hastings is here, and we're just kind of cutting it up here in the break, and could be some interesting news surrounding one particular program and maybe the future of their head coach. We will get into that. But the text line is open, 205-834-9450 on the Jocks text line. One of our great listeners said, hey, let's have a Kadyn Proctor nickname contest. I think that's great. It's appropriate now that he's doing more than pancaking defenders. He's catching footballs. He's running with a football. He's a weapon. First up, round mound of first down. Don't hate it. They were saying that Roger Hoover and Tyler Watts called Proctor Special K on the network.
I think Ty Simpson, and I have not been able to hear it yet, I think Ty Simpson kind of disclosed what his nickname is after practice today. I have not been able to.
Me and Kadyn Proctor have something in common, apparently.
Well, this one is the winner to me. This was submitted by one of our great listeners, the proctologist.
No. You got to keep reading, Landrum.
I'll let you finish that one. I'm just stopping at the proctologist.
That was a fantastic text.
Guys, go get checked out. Scotty and Alpine. Conrad, what's the over-under for Auburn's total yards in the fourth 10?
Huh?
Huh?
Does he mean the fourth? Are we going back because in the Texas A&M game they had, what was it, 1 yard
1
of
yard
offense?
on 11 plays in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I guess we're going back to that.
Maybe so.
I would think they're going to get more than 1 yard of offense in the fourth quarter.
Dylan says Kadyn Pancake Proctor. Don't hate it. Tay from Birmingham, do you think Bama's defense can recover if Missouri runs the ball the way Vandy did the first two drives the whole game? You better be paying special attention to Ahmad Hardy. He makes it look easy. The offensive line's opening up holes for him, but they will face a defense. Does Hardy scare you?
Absolutely. I mean, I think he's not only the best in the Southeastern Conference, I think he's probably the best running back in the entire country right now, and certainly better than anybody that Alabama will have faced up to this point. But as we know, right, if you don't have compliments to that, I mean, he's very good, right? He'll get his own, but very interested to see what he looks like in conjunction with Bo Pribula, who's going to have his first big test as a starting quarterback in college.
Casey is begging, can we please take a look at who Missouri has played before propping up their stats? That's fair.
It's like what we did with Vanderbilt last week.
This one reads, I worked at the Golden Rule next door to JC's haunted house. Took this picture the day it was demolished. Note the date was April 27, 2010, exactly 1 year before the horrendous tornado outbreak. Yep. Wonder if they found Freddy Krueger when they were tearing that thing down. More texts. Now we have other haunted houses and people that work at those haunted houses saying, come and check us out. Apparently there's one in Pelham. Kadyn, oh crap, here he comes, Proctor. It's a lot. How about Kadyn Proctor, just the nickname Hoss?
Very fitting.
Freight train, Travis rolling that one in. I'd call him the Wall. I mean, the dude is huge. Another, the proctologist. Thank you very much.
Wasn't that a thing in Seinfeld with the car tag and the proctologist, if I remember correctly?
It was, something man.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep, that's what it was.
Jamie, back to Missouri. Oh, yes, the powerful D-lines of Louisiana, South Carolina, and UMass. Kadyn, hey, Kool-Aid Proctor. Okay. Like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, you could do something with the Kool-Aid man.
Leonard Fournette was good until he met a defense. Not saying Bama's on that level of defense, but we ain't bad. Just something about playing out there. I don't know what it is.
It just feels, and I mean, it kind of goes back to the clip we played earlier from J.D. Pickell, right? It just feels like sometimes it's a perfect storm of things, right? And it feels like that might be the opportunity for Missouri.
This is one I thought of, JJ, but I'm going to give you credit for it because I didn't state it on the air. Dozer.
It's a good one.
Dr. Proctor. Sure. Bama has never even had a close game in Columbia. How many times have they played there, Pat?
I was thinking like 3 or 4. Maybe, tops.
Let me ask y'all, so right now, do y'all think that Missouri is better than Vanderbilt in terms of how you view them going into this game with Alabama?
I would put them equal, but just what they do is different.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I would say equal.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's
and
kind
how
of where I'm
viewed
at.
Vanderbilt, actually, the way I still view Vanderbilt. Alabama doesn't come out focused last week. There's a good chance Vanderbilt beats them.
Absolutely. I mean, they came out focused, and it was a game until the fourth quarter. So yeah,
They made believers out of you, didn't they?
no, they were. I thought Vanderbilt was very, very impressive. I think, I'm just. It's going to be very, very fascinating with Missouri because their defensive numbers. I mean, we know what they can do running the football, and Pribula has been pretty good, but their defensive numbers are crazy. Granted, they've played some bad offenses, but I'm going to be very fascinated to see how that translates to one of the hotter offenses in football right now with Alabama.
Yeah, Pribula's number 78% completion percentage, a lot of short throws. Now, they will heave it if they have to, but then what they have of the running game and kind of that 1-2 punch and Ahmad Hardy running the football and then
Pribula can run it a little bit too.
Yeah, not too bad. Over 1,200 yards so far for Pribula, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions this season.
Well, just like we talked about last week. So you played an FCS team. You had 560 yards of offense. You played Kansas, who had the 79th best defense in college football. You got 595 against them. You played Louisiana, 109th in total defense. You got 606 yards of offense. You played UMass. They're 124th in total defense. You had 521 yards. So if you add up all the non-SEC games that they have played, they have gotten 570 yards of offense on average against those 4 opponents. Their lone SEC game was against South Carolina, and South Carolina currently 44th in America in total defense, and you had 456. So 124 yards, 114 yards less against an SEC opponent than you did the Sisters of the Poor.
Am I seeing this Eli Drinkwitz stat correct? His record versus top 25 teams at Missouri, he's 1-7.
Could be.
That's not good.
It says the only win. I'll double check this. I thought that he had gotten a couple more.
Yeah, we'll double check that. We will continue on from Social Taco on this National Taco Day. This is Jocks. This is Three Man Front.
Three-man front, we continue from Social Taco. It was raining outside. Now the sun has come back out. We could use a little bit of rain, Pat. Give you an excuse to get one last burst of growth in your yard for you to get on that zero turn from Artec Tractor.
You better believe it.
Right. How about our friends at Prize Picks? Prize Picks, best place to win cash while watching sports. You can join millions of users like me and Conrad. You can sign up today, make your picks in less than 60 seconds, turn your takes into cash all season long. It's really simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get those picks right, you could cash in. Conrad, I think we lost last night. I don't think we hit the over, I don't believe.
You're not going Yankees here, are you?
It was because Patrick Mahomes decided to only throw one touchdown last night.
That's all right. And I went with your advice, and so I'm not going to bash you. No, Pat, I'm not going to go Yankees, but I'm going to go with a player that they are opposing today, and his name, he's a small guy, doesn't hit for much power, but it's Vlad Guerrero Jr. Vlad Guerrero Jr. today in that small little itty-bitty park. All he has to do is get one hit if we go more. 0.5 hits for Vlad Guerrero.
Well, considering they're averaging 11.5 runs a game in this series, Landrum, I'm going to go with more.
All right, you go more there. Can I go with a Yankee?
Sure.
Aaron Judge.
Less.
Less than – so he's not going to get a hit?
No, I'm kidding. He'll get a hit. It just will be an untimely – it'll be when nobody's on base.
He's also listed at 0.5 hits on the projection. So we're going to go more. Aaron Judge, all he has to do is get one hit, and we're going to go more. Vlad Guerrero Jr., one hit. Both of those guys get a hit today. Guess what? We're a winner. You can be a winner, too. You simply download the Prize Pick app today. Use code WJOX. You're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WJOX. Get the $50 in lineups after you play the first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it is good to be right.
So we talked about this a little bit earlier in the show. We continue to get text messages about it because there are apparently a lot of Auburn fans and season ticket holders. They are not happy about the announcement yesterday that Baylor and Auburn, instead of it being played at Jordan-Hare Stadium in a return game, because Auburn went to Waco this season, next year was supposed to be at Jordan-Hare, was announced yesterday that the 2026 Aflac kickoff game is adding a new cash twist between Auburn and Baylor. The game will include the opportunity for Tigers players, not Baylor's, but the Auburn Tigers players, to receive NIL compensation through activations related to promoting ticket sales, the game, and various events around the contest. So Auburn is going to receive a ticket allotment of 20,645 tickets. Such an odd number. Why not 21,000?
Yeah.
Why 20,645? Weird. Anyway.
That's weird.
Baylor will receive the SEC standard 3,000 tickets held for visiting teams. So it doesn't matter to Baylor, because if Baylor was going to go to Jordan-Hare, they were only going to get 3,000 tickets, and then you'd have to buy them on the secondary market.
Actually, I think Baylor would probably prefer it. You fly into Atlanta?
Absolutely.
You're not busting Auburn?
Absolutely. And you don't play in the confines of one of the loudest, most difficult venues in the SEC.
You're going to be on the turf?
Yep. So exact deals of this particular situation between Baylor and Auburn, they have not been made public, but the Sports Business Journal reported yesterday afternoon that they had heard that it could be between $4 and $5 million in NIL opportunities brokered through the Peach Bowl. So that's the major reason, obviously, Auburn moved its game from Jordan-Hare Stadium to the site of the Peach Bowl, where it will be the Aflac kickoff game. So if you start looking at next year's schedule, Landrum, if you look at the games away from Jordan-Hare, for Auburn, they'll play Baylor in Atlanta. They'll be in Oxford taking on Ole Miss Rebels, Starkville against Mississippi State, Knoxville against the Volunteers, Georgia against the Bulldogs, and then in Tuscaloosa to wrap it up at the Iron Bowl. So here's your home games. If you're a season ticket holder at Auburn's Jordan-Hare Stadium next year, you've got 6 home games. So it'll be 6 away, 6 at home. Those include Southern Miss, Jacksonville State, Arkansas, Florida, LSU, Vandy. That is your home docket next year, and we have heard from a ton of you on the Courtesy GMC text line, not very happy at all about this situation in which Auburn is defaulting, taking away that home game, moving to Atlanta for NIL opportunities.
Yeah, even without the Baylor, or even with the Baylor game, it's not right now kind of the sexiest of schedules. If you're an Auburn fan, you'd probably like to have one more, maybe two more old guard SEC teams coming to visit. But it rotates, and every team's got to deal with it. And some seasons you're blessed with a great home schedule. But I see it from both sides. I truly do. I see it from John Cohen and trying to create opportunities for guys on the team, and that's an extra infusion of $5 million into your program. You're not making most of your fans, well, it's going out of the way, and it's still a little bit of a hassle. But I can also see it from the season ticket holder standpoint. Wait a minute, I'm having to do what? You're going to make us go where? We're already paying this, and this is the product that we're getting. But it's all about money right now. It's all about extra revenue. And my response would be, hey, this is $5 million. That's an opportunity for our guys that we don't have. Are you going to write the check?
Yeah. And you just hate it for the local businesses in Auburn, and hate it for
that's the biggest thing.
People like Dr. Rob Pate, who is a local entrepreneur that owns Sweet Frog. And, because needless to say, the town swells on game weekend. And the whether you're a large business or a mom and pop business like Rob Pate's, you just wonder how much losing that home game that you thought you were going to have, how much is that going to affect the local economy?
Interesting text coming in response, and this one says, let's get all of our kids focused on NIL opportunities before a game. A huge distraction, then lose the game to a focused Baylor. It's one way to look at it. I don't know. I see both points of view. But
here's another interesting twist. In regards to student tickets, I assume that's part of the 20,645 that's being offered to Auburn?
I guess so. And then how many corporate tickets are they going to put out there that are available? So we're roughly at like 25,000 between Baylor and allotted for Auburn. So you've got roughly, 35,000 corporate or just public tickets? But I'm sure a lot of Auburn fans will gobble up. Auburn will have 50,000 people there.
There's no telling. But if you are a season ticket holder at Auburn, that you have already so do you get a discount off your tickets? So I've purchased season tickets, or I guess you would renew, I guess, and maybe that's why it's not official. But are you charged for what was supposed to be a sixth game? Do you get a bonus there, or do you just get the opportunity, if you're part of the lucky group, to buy the ticket, part of your season ticket package for 2026? Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I did a very good job.
No, those are all valid questions. There's a lot of questions.
Because if I was a season ticket holder, I would be like, and then I got shut out from having an opportunity for that game.
Right.
I would be ticked.
As opposed to being in my seats that me and my family, we've sat in for how many years?
Exactly.
And now you're going to take one of those away from me.
Yeah.
And the great thing about the opener is you haven't lost yet.
A lot of optimism in that opener.
A lot of optimism. Hopefully for Hugh Freeze and Auburn fans' sake, it gets better this weekend as they take on the Georgia Bulldogs, who are currently a 3.5-point favorite.
Yep, sure are. We are going to wrap things up when we come back live at Social Taco on this National Taco Day. It's been another record crowd. We appreciate everybody stopping by and seeing us. This is Three Man Front on Jocks.
National Taco Day continues from the terrace. Where else? We're here every Tuesday, but it happens to be National Taco Day here in this great country. You can come and join the friends at Social Taco. We're off the air at 2 o'clock, but enjoy half-off happy hour. Now the sun has come out. Looks nice. If you want to sit out on the patio, they'll give you a towel. You can dry off the seat or just come inside where it's always nice. Come up to the terrace. 3 to 6, half off. All drinks and appetizers and brunch on the weekends. Tell you about it, but it is an amazing brunch. 10 to 2:30, the Bottomless Tapas brunch. It's Saturday and Sunday. 10 to 2:30 on Saturday, 10 to 2:30 on Sunday, and also special events. You can find them there at socialtaco.bar. Everything you need to find, and we appreciate Dave and all the fine folks taking care of us each and every week.
Back to the text line we go at 205-834-9450. I think Conrad's got a couple that he has seen in his inbox.
That is correct, Pat, and you can, of course, join the show at any time, 205-834-9450 to
Conrad
get on
has mail.
the courtesy GMC text line. And so, again, a lot of topics here. Kadyn Proctor nicknames. We've been talking about Auburn and Baylor moving that game to Atlanta for some NIL opportunities there. So let's start with this text. It says, I guess Auburn's just going to start playing Tennessee again in Birmingham. What the heck is going on? I guess somebody that's not particularly big fan of them moving the home game to
Let's do it in protective.
Mercedes.
Let's go.
Let's see. This text rolls in. It says, I think the Auburn fans and Cardinals fans should both do the same thing. Stop showing up until changes are made. Do you agree with that, Pat? He's talking about the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals were always third or fourth in attendance. This year they finished 19th. They were down 625,000 people decided to stay home and not go watch the product that management and ownership was putting on the field. So, yeah, the turnstile talks. So when you don't show up and buy tickets, it doesn't matter if it's a baseball team, a college football team, it doesn't matter. People will get their message across. So yes, to the question.
So we have this text for a Kadyn Proctor nickname. They say, well, since William Perry was the refrigerator, let's call Kadyn Proctor the deep freezer.
Okay.
All right.
How about this? It's been
See
used
what we're doing
before.
there?
It's been used before. But how about Slash?
Yeah, but he kind of has curly hair. Just needs to be longer. What if he wears? Could he wear?
I was thinking
a top
about
hat?
Cordell. Wasn't it Cordell Stewart they called Slash?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Well, I was thinking of Guns N' Roses, but
I
yeah,
know you were.
teach their own. Let's see. What does this say? We have a text from the parent of an Auburn student, and apparently they have a whiteboard on campus, and it was who won the bye week, Auburn or the bye week, and a large part of the Auburn family has picked the bye week as the winner over the Auburn Tigers last weekend.
He said it's at the gym that he goes to.
no.
At the gym, okay.
Yeah. I'm not calling Corey a liar. I'm just saying that could have come from his office.
Sorry, you're right. Let's see. This one says, nickname for Kadyn Proctor, how about the Pounder? Okay. Think you could maybe take that the wrong way. Let's see. Ooh, this text coming in. This is just a random bold prediction for the weekend. They say Alabama's going to beat Missouri by 20, and Arkansas will upset Tennessee back-to-back years. That'd be quite a win for Bobby P., wouldn't it?
Oh, Bobby P. They're going to score some points.
They certainly are. You would think so. Let's see.
He'll have them ready to play. Bobby P. will coach like it's the Super Bowl for the rest of the season trying to get that job.
Oh, yeah. Well, every game is the Super Bowl for him right now. Let's see. This text from Darren in Tennessee says, love the show always. Y'all are the best radio show around. Well, thank you, Darren. We love you and
Thanks, Darren.
appreciate you chiming in to the show.
Tell your buddy who's the Kentucky fan to hang in there.
That's right. Better days are ahead, surely. Let's see. Casey says they should just call him the Elephant. Throwback to the Elephant Package days with Tim Castile and LaRon McClain.
I like it.
Okay. Okay, here we go. We have so instead of the pounder, Jonathan suggests, what if we do the quarter pounder with knees? I like that.
That's good.
That one's pretty good. This one comes in. It says, how about the Proctor? Okay,
Okay.
I see it.
I like that one.
This text says, Auburn won't be the only school to do this NIL game. No school will turn that opportunity away.
I got another idea. Sorry, going back to Proctor's nickname. We had Megatron. What about Jumbotron?
Ooh, that would be a good one. I like that. It's going to be hard to beat the proctologist, if we're being honest. That
Yes.
was just a fantastic.
Yes.
And his explanation was great, too.
By the way, our buddy Roger Hoover, the Crimson Tide Sports Network,
Yeah.
he texted me, and he said it was actually Chris Stewart who said that in-game about the Special K. So one of our texters had said that it was Roger Hoover that said it, but it was actually Voice of the Tide, Chris Stewart, who will join us tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
And I think Pat alluded to this, but Ty Simpson met with the media today, and he said that they call the package for Kadyn Proctor Krispy Kreme, I believe is what they said the name was, because Kadyn Proctor loves him some Krispy Kreme donuts. So that's what they call the packages that involve getting him the football. We'll wrap up with a couple more here quickly. This one says the Freight Shaker, another nickname. How about Pranker Down? That was another one for Kadyn Proctor.
Okay.
I like that. And we'll wrap up with this one. It says, I don't know what we're going to call him here, but I know what they call him in Iowa, the Quitter. Thank you for all of your texts today. That was fantastic.
Just give him a parking space. He still would have been there, Kurt Ferentz.
Yeah.
We appreciate all of our guests today on the show. You can find it there at the podcast. All of our great listeners, our Jocks family who came and joined us here in the Taco Terrace. Get by Social Taco today, this weekend. God is great. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Be careful.